Hi, it's John Terry with Vision Advisors, and welcome to another Selling Secrets of the Top 5%. This is selling secret number 29, the power of the puzzle. As I have an opportunity to have conversations with producers that we are coaching as part of our practice here at Vision, one of the questions I often ask is, if given the choice, would you prefer more prospects or a better quality of prospect for the money that you're spending? Well, of course, most of the professionals that we talk to, in fact, the vast majority say, if given the choice, I would rather have a smaller number of prospects, but a better quality of prospect to have an opportunity to work with. There are some that say, I'd rather have more and I'll do the filtering myself. Well, my question is, why not have both? What if we could help you get in front of more qualified prospects on a favorable basis, but also share with you a tip or a tool to be able to take that list of qualified prospects that have raised their hand and saying, I'm interested, tell me more, and refine that list even further so you know which individuals are ready to make a decision now and which ones are going to take a little longer in the sales cycle. Now, you and I both know that there's significant time wasters when we spend money for marketing and we meet with customers. We know that about 95% of the marketing dollars are wasted by either having the wrong message, or it's going to the wrong audience, or it's going to the right people at the wrong time, or we're out marketing on a marketing medium where our ideal prospect isn't looking for information. So oftentimes we find ourselves going to the wrong audience, or anytime the message isn't getting to the right person, you get little or no response. And then oftentimes another significant time waster is when we market to unqualified people. You know the type I'm talking about, the plate lickers that show up at your dinner event just to eat your food. The people that visit your website or your landing page responding to your digital marketing, and all they want is your free report, and they have no interest in ever meeting with you again. And then, of course, you always get those people that want your financial help, but they don't have any money. They want life insurance or long-term care or some other health-related product, but they can't medically qualify because of poor health issues. And how many of us have had an opportunity to sit down with a client we know we can help, but either they are a slow decision maker or they're not yet at a point in the decision-making process they're ready to move forward. And as a result of that, we end up wasting significant time in our daily practice that we could be in front of a qualified prospect ready to make a decision today. And we're working with those that, for whatever reason, aren't qualified or aren't willing to say yes. The question I hear often is, John, how do we fix that? Well, number one, marketing and making sure that we're marketing to the right prospect with the right message at the right time and going out on the right marketing mediums where they're looking for information or answers to the questions you're asking is important. But secondly, as they respond to your advertising, to the marketing dollars that you are spending to get them to raise their hand and say, I'm interested, you've got to make sure that they're a right fit. And before you agree to spend time with everybody that raises their hand, what if you could prioritize those opportunities or simply say no to some of those meetings you know are going to be a waste of your time and the prospects, and nothing is going to come from it? So how do we do that? We utilize a selling secret of the top 5%, and that's the use of an assessment tool or a quiz to help individuals pre-qualify themselves before a meeting. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the use of an assessment or a quiz to allow them to pre-screen themselves in advance, so we can understand whether or not they are the type of customer that we want to work with, whether or not they have a problem that we can actually solve and that we're good at solving, and whether or not they are willing to move forward today, or we identify they are the right type of customer, but they're not ready to make a buying decision just yet. That would be great to know up front, so that as you're triaging your day and you're prioritizing your meetings, you understand where to position those to effectively manage your time and make it productive. So here's what we know about the top 5%. The top 5% regularly use quizzes and assessments to do a number of things. Some will use assessments to gather some basic information in advance of an initial meeting to understand a little bit more about the prospect. They'll use that to identify goals, needs, objectives that particular prospect has to make sure that they align with what you as a financial professional can solve. You can also use a quiz or an assessment to quantify their financial viability so that if their finances are limited, as you're meeting with them, you don't want to lead them down a path towards a solution you know might benefit them, but financially it's not in their budget. Understanding that up front can be valuable as you're starting initial conversations to not just meet expectations, but to exceed them in those initial meetings. Many times you'll see these top 5% use quizzes and assessments to really do one key thing that many financial advisors miss, and that's understanding the emotions that that individual is feeling and why they responded in the first place. Whether they are angry or fearful or frustrated or anxious, what questions they have that they want solved, really understanding what they want you to do for them is one of the greatest values of using a quiz or an assessment. And you can also use this in a subtle way to identify whether or not they're motivated to take action now or identify what phase they are in the customer journey so that you know in advance they're willing to say yes when you meet if what you bring to the table can solve their problem, or this is going to be a relationship that's going to have to be cultivated and nurtured over time. You know, one of the top 5% sales coaches that I have an opportunity to coach and train with said this about his particular practice and use of an assessment tool in validating in advance his meeting with a customer. Here's what he says. He says, once a prospect responds to one of my marketing campaigns, I send them a thank you email with a note that I ask them to complete a quiz to make sure I understand what they want my help with and whether or not I'm actually the right person to help them with whatever the problem is they're looking for me to help solve. I tell them up front, I don't want to waste their time, and this tool is a resource I use to make sure I'm not going to waste your time or mine in an unproductive meeting that will lead neither of us anywhere that's mutually beneficial. Now, if they don't return the form, I don't give them an appointment on my calendar. So I know in advance who I'm going to be meeting with, some basic information on why we're going to be meeting, and I've pre-qualified them at some level to determine whether or not they're the type of customer that, number one, I prefer to work with, and number two, that I can truly help them solve their problem. I want this to be a win-win, and utilizing a quiz or an assessment allows me to pre-qualify in advance to set expectations for an incredible customer experience. Now, I think that's a brilliant idea, and based upon the way he does this in his practice, it works very well for him. So what does it look like? Whether you are old school, new school, or somewhere in between, marketing leads lead to either a thank you email or a thank you physical letter that goes out to your client. In that, you thank them for their interest. If you're offering a white paper, you're offering a report, you're offering a video, you're offering some content as a lead magnet, you deliver that. But in creating the opportunity to schedule an appointment, you give them an opportunity to pre-qualify or to disqualify themselves in advance based upon a few simple answers to a few simple questions. You utilize the quiz or the assessment tool to understand 3-4 things about the client, not a lot, just a little bit, to understand what it is that you want them to know about in advance of the meeting so that you're more qualified and you can make a determination as to whether or not this is the type of meeting you want to have. Then after you have a chance to review it, you get a chance to say yes or no to the appointment, ultimately approving or declining the opportunity to meet. Maybe you're a financial planner that specializes in income planning, and that is the primary expertise in your practice. Someone reaches out to you and says, I'd love to buy a term life insurance policy. Sure, you can sell it, But is it a better use of your time taking up an hour to do a presentation, an illustration, and an application for a term life insurance policy that you're going to make $100 on, that you cannot serve that client any further going forward than it would be to take some time to serve a client that's in your ideal niche that you're working with, that can make you 5, 10, 20 times as much money for the time that you've invested, and have an opportunity for that client that you can serve to introduce you to other clients just like them that you can also serve in your practice. One of the top 5% understands and told me, John, this is the most productive time management tool that I have, because it allows me to make sure that I am working in my primary working hours of the day, those key hours of productivity, that I'm being as productive as possible and as efficient as possible with my time to work with the clients I can best serve and help them achieve the outcome they want and be paid well for my knowledge and my expertise. Now, I think that's brilliant, and I think more financial planners need to give thought to that in their practice. And then the ultimate question that comes from that is, John, that sounds great. How do I put this into place? As you talk about quizzes and assessments and automated email follow-ups and all these other things, it's not an area I have expertise in. Where do I get the help to do that? Well, guess what? That's one of the things that we do here at Vision Advisors every single day, is we coach and we train on how to help you put these systems in place. If you don't have a staff, we can help you hire staff or hire a virtual assistant or provide some done for you or done with you resources for you to put these tools in place in your practice. At the end of the day, our goal is to help you be as efficient and as effective as possible in your practice. And if we can share productivity hacks that are going to make you more efficient and more effective and more profitable, we've done our job and we've helped you grow your practice in a unique way. One of the things we like to say here at Vision Advisors is, give us 12 months. And if we haven't grown your practice by at least 30%, then you're welcome to move. You're welcome to take your contracts and whatever marketing tools and resources we've built for you, you're welcome to take those with you, because we know what we can do. We know the results that we've experienced with other producers just like you, and we love an opportunity to help you see the success some of our other producers are experiencing. Now, if you're not teachable, coachable, and trainable, don't bother to come, because if you're going to continue to do the same old things the same old way, guess what? You're going to get the same old results you're getting now. But if you'd like to try something new or tweak what you're doing and see if you can get a better outcome, then we're the IMO that you want to work with. To learn more about what that looks like, you can call us at Vision Advisors, 1-800-505-8489. Press 0 at the voice prompt and you'll be immediately connected with one of our business consultants who'd be happy to have a conversation with you about your practice and how we can help you scale your results. As an alternative, you can go visit us at visionadvisorsinc.com. Scroll to the bottom of the homepage. You'll find the calendar links to all of our business consultants, and you can book a convenient time there to meet with us, have conversation with us to learn more about how we can help you experience a greater level of success in your practice. And by the way, while you're visiting us at visionadvisorsinc.com, in the upper right-hand corner of our homepage of our website, you'll find our link to our Facebook and LinkedIn page. I encourage you to like us and follow us there, because we share sales tips, tools, and ideas every single day on our Facebook and LinkedIn pages. And be sure and visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click subscribe, click the little bell beside it, so that every time we add another training video, you'll be immediately notified. Now, why is that important? There are over 160 training videos on our website, and we're adding new training videos just like this one every single week. So you don't want to miss out. You want to have an opportunity to have access to that, and you will discover why Vision Advisors is the advisor of choice for financial professionals that want to grow their practice and experience a better outcome for themselves and the clients they serve, while maintaining their autonomy and having an opportunity to get the highest level payouts in the industry. Hey, we look forward to having a conversation with you here at Vision Advisors. 1-800-505-8489 is the number. I'm John Terry, Chief Marketing Officer with Vision. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.